Hey guys, Mr. B XRP here, and welcome back. Today is July 13th of 2020, Monday. So it's game on for the week. Let's get right into it. At first, I want to talk about the market. Bitcoin is at 93.33. It is up slightly on the 24-hour, but down on the 7-day. XRP is just over 20 cents, and it is up 8% on the 7-day. And I'm going to cover some of the popular coins these days. Cardano is at 13 cents. It's up 34% over on the 7-day. Link, look at Chainlink. Chainlink is at 742 and it is up 52% on the 7-day. That is insane. Stellar is also at a little over 9 cents. It's up 34% on the 7-day. And what did I miss there? Cardano was 13 cents, 34%. So those are the, Vechain. Vechain is at just under 2 cents, and it's up almost 31% on the 7-day. So market's moving in the right direction. Total market cap's at 280 billion. I'm interested to see it get above 300 billion, but I'm really interested in seeing it get to $1 trillion. So that is what we're looking at today. So a little action going on out there. It's good stuff. All right, first up in the news, shared with me by Michael at VAL5Link. Please follow Michael and follow him on Twitter. This guy's great. He really does a lot of research and gets a lot of good news. So Moneygram, a key partner of blockchain payments company Ripple, has just reported a whopping 106% increase in the number of transactions compared to the previous year. The shares surged more than 14% on the news. So Moneygram shares jumped 14% when they announced this news. Great to see that their business is increasing, and that is good stuff. It's good for the adoption of XRP, and good for Ripple, and good for MoneyGram. So that's good news. We like seeing it. Good stuff. I want to see 50 of their partners post news like this. That's when we start to really have an exciting day. That's for sure. This was posted by Bank XRP, who was missing for a while, and I think he made a tweet that said he had quit smoking and needed to put down Twitter because apparently he'd like to smoke when he was on Twitter, was the gist I got from it. So I'm glad to see he's back, and he said RippleNet versus Swift, and it's kind of a comparison, so it's kind of neat. So RippleNet versus Swift, founded 2012 RippleNet. Swift was 1973. Most of you weren't even born in 1973. And I was certainly born in prior to 1973. CEOs, it talks about CEOs, clients. So RippleNet says 200, but we know it's over 350 now. Swift is at 11,000. And just so you know, for the people that haven't listened to a lot of my videos, even though Swift has 11,000 clients, I saw the previous CEO admit that 80% of their business came from 20% of their clients. So 2,200 of their clients, of their 11,000 clients, represent 80% of their business. So don't think that Ripple needs to get all 11,000 clients. They need to get the key ones. They need to get the good ones, and that's what matters. Settlement time, 4 to 5 seconds on Ripple, up to 24 hours on Swift. I can tell you that's not completely accurate because I've seen it take a heck of a lot longer, especially cross-border from Canada. I've seen it take as long as 11, 12 days. Instant settlement, RippleNet yes, Swift no. Liquidity sourcing, RippleNet yes, Swift no. FX rates determined by the bank on RippleNet, determined by the bank on Swift. Technology, blockchain versus messaging service. Architecture, decentralized is RippleNet, centralized is Swift. Currency, fiat and crypto on RippleNet, and fiat on Swift. And countries served, RippleNet's 40 and Swift is 140. I think it might even be 180 actually, but I thought that was an interesting graph. It looks like it's a little bit old because they're using, well, maybe not. I don't know. It might be a little bit old because the number of financial institutions that Ripple's doing business with, but I'm glad that he had posted this. All right, moving on. This was also from Michael on Twitter. G20 officials announced on July 11th that they would begin laying the regulatory groundwork for the group to accept digital payments. So the G20 is preparing to accept digital payments. We have been hearing about this now for some time, and it looks like it's getting ready to happen, which is really, really exciting. So let's just take a quick look at this. If it will open up, and I'm getting my computer worked on today to see if I can speed it up here. Digital currency payments may be a reality for G20 members before the next summit in Saudi Arabia, as reported by Kodu News on July 11th. Officials revealed that the G20 summit compromising representatives of 19 countries and the European Union will be laying the groundwork to accept digital payments. The changes are expected to begin in October, presumably at the G20 Finance Ministry and deputy meetings in Washington, D.C. and before the next summit in, how do you say that, Vechain in November. I hear this word all the time and I can't say it, but I hear it all the time. Okay, so October, it sounds like October is when they expect the change to begin. So that could be exciting times. It'll be interesting to see what's going to happen when they do that, and we're going to all be listening and keeping our eyes on that for sure. This was posted by Fiat Leak, and it was Vechain News. The international conglomerate Intercontinental Hotel Group will start using Vechain and DNVGLs, and I don't know what that means. Blockchain tool MyCare. Binance US has added support for the staking of Vechain. The rewards will be distributed monthly. So good. So Binance is going to start staking Vechain. You can stake Vechain on Binance, and they have a new partner over there at Vechain. So a lot of people in the XRP community talking about Vechain. They're diversifying into Vechain. Some people were in really early, but there's a lot of talk about it. I did get into it, and I did announce to you guys that I did buy some Vechain a couple of weeks ago, so I am up a little bit, and which is good. I like being up a little bit, which makes it more fun. This was also from Michael, and this was news from last week, but I hadn't talked about it yet. It says crypto mogul and Ripple co-founder Chris Larsen paid over $4 million to install 1,000 high-definition cameras in the streets of San Francisco. He claims his goal is to combat crime, specifically theft. Boy, this is interesting. I would love to know more of the backstory on what caused Chris Larsen to want to do this, how he can do it. Like, how does the city of San Francisco just let him do that? I'm sure that they're the ones monitoring it. Obviously, it's not him, but incredibly interesting. And I'm sure we're going to hear more about that story in the future. But I would definitely like to know more about it myself. Very, very cool. Oh, you know what? I want to bring up something too about the economy. So, with everything that's going on in the economy, there's some weird things going on, right? So I was driving down the main highway in my town, and I'm in Florida. I'm in Central Florida, and we have some huge boat dealers. And when you drive by them, you can see hundreds of boats out at these boat dealers. And my wife and I drove by one of our biggest boat dealers in our area the other day, and they normally have, I don't know, they normally have 100, 150 boats out in this lot. There were like three. There were like 3 boats out there. And it turns out that people, they're not going out to restaurants, they're not going out to bars, they're not going out to the mall shopping, but they want to get the hell out of their houses. And people in Florida are buying up boats like crazy because it gives them the ability to get with their families and get out of their house. I mean, I was just talking to my banker this morning, and he's like, it's insane. He says people are, he's seeing it too. People are buying up boats. People are buying up RVs. They're buying motorcycles. People are buying all kinds of stuff like that to give them a way to escape and get the hell out of the house because they're going bonkers in their house. So very interesting. And the other thing we're seeing a lot of, and I'm sure this is worldwide, but we're seeing a lot of people renovating their houses because people are like, hey, if I'm going to be stuck in my house, I want it to be nicer. I want to build out an office. I want to, whatever they want to do. A lot of people are renovating their houses. So a lot of HELOC loans going on. A lot of banks won't do HELOC loans right now, but for the banks that are doing HELOC loans, they're doing them. And people are taking the money and doing renovations, and probably some of them are buying boats, RVs, and motorcycles too, which is not the greatest idea. But anyway, just a little tidbit on the economy, which I thought was interesting. Okay, this was a post I saw on Twitter by a guy named Picking Unicorns, at Picking Unicorns. I'm going to follow this guy because I want to see what else he has to say. He said the Stellar network has more transactions than Ethereum and Ripple combined. And he's got this little diagram, and it shows Stellar has 15.63 million transactions, and I think this may have been based on a day, and then XRP had 6 million, Ethereum had 7, and I think this is Litecoin, had 330,000. So I went to the link, and it turns out that it's called coinstats.network, and it's kind of like a coin market cap or a coin paprika, and it shows you the transaction volume of all the different projects, which is pretty neat. EOS is number one, and I gotta tell you, I don't even know what EOS does, but they're the number one position. EOS, Stellar, Tron, Bitcoin, SV, Ethereum, XRP, Binance Coin, Bitcoin, Vechain. So interesting. So if you want to look at some of this data, go to coinstats.network and you can check it out. I thought that was interesting and wanted to share with you guys. All right, moving on. This was just emailed me by Rob Licker, and it's really not so funny. SEC charges app developer for unregistered security-based swap transactions. The Security and Exchange Commission today charged California-based ABRA. So if you have ABRA, guys, pay attention. And a related firm in the Philippines for offering and selling security-based swaps to retail investors without registration and for failing to transact those swaps on a registered national exchange. So apparently ABRA was doing that and they weren't allowed to do that. But what I typically see in these cases is nobody gets shut down, nobody gets arrested, and nobody goes to jail. They just pay a fine and move on. So I come down here and it says, let's see, without admitting or denying the findings in the order, ABRA and Plus Tech agreed to cease and desist order and pay a combined penalty of $150,000. So apparently you can act out there, do really whatever you want, and look, for some of these people, the rules really weren't laid out very clearly, so I kind of don't blame them. But it's kind of one of these spaces to where you just kind of go out and do your thing and expect that, you know, you may get a fine someday. I mean, it even happened to Ripple when they got fined by FinCEN like $700,000 or $750,000 in the early days. You just can't wait for regulation. You just got to get out there and you got to build things, and if they don't like it, they're going to get back with you and let you know, pretty much is the way it works. Okay. This was by Pomp at A. Pompliano. Everybody knows Pomp. He's our favorite Bitcoin maximalist. Anyway, he had posted this, bang, bang, game over, I win. So he got married. Congratulations to Pomp and Paulina. They got married. That is a good-looking couple, and I wish him the absolute best. And I hope that they're very, very happy, and they look very happy. So good for Pomp. Another thing I wanted to announce, because she's such a great person in the XRP community, is Allison Kershaw had her birthday this weekend, and I wanted to say formally, happy birthday, Allison. She's very nice on Twitter, and everybody loves her, and she's a great gal. So happy birthday to her. There are two little videos I wanted to show you. This one, I don't know if there's any sound on this one, but I want you guys to know when we actually get to a bull run, you see these fish. This is what it's like. See these fish coming? Watch this guy get knocked down by fish. That's when it happens like that, and it happens fast. And the last funny thing I want to show you guys today was this video, and it says white paper versus actual product. Watch this video. This is great. Now there's going to be music in this, guys. So if it ends up getting struck and disappears, I apologize, but I'm going to play it with the music. I love that. You think it's one thing and it's really not, you know. So keep that in mind with 5,000 crypto projects out there. The truth is, how many of them are going to fulfill the promises that they're out there making? And I don't think it's going to be very many at all. In fact, I don't even think it's going to be 1%. I don't even think it's going to be 0.5%. I think it's going to be a handful of them. Anyway, thanks for joining me today. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a boat dealer, and I'm not a crypto expert. These are my opinions only. Do not make any financial decisions based on anything I say. This video is intended for entertainment purposes only. Hey, please like my video if you liked it, and please subscribe if you'd like to subscribe to my channel, and share my videos with anybody who you think might like them. And everyone have a fantastic day. Happy Monday.